Sometimes when you're reading a bedtime story, it's about these boys. They're called the Jupiter Boys, and sometimes they have a friend, and that friend is named Mike Fallek. And sometimes that friend comes on the show, and he asks them, "Is it recorded?"
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jupiter Boys. That was the most drawn out,
Had to make it special.
weird thing that I've
Wasn't
heard.
as drawn out as anything I heard. You're talking about when in '62 I seen an intro for a podcast. Drawn out as long as the day is short. And stretched as thin as tagliatelle pasta. What is tagliatelle? I ain't sure done remember. But that intro went longer than even one you could imagine. Ain't no longer intro out there. I thought at the time I never see a longer intro. Little Ollie Thompson grabbed me by the foot and said, "Are we gonna die?" I said, for certain, Ollie, say your prayers. And we did, now I'm a ghost. Ollie, that poor dead... are you gonna interrupt us a quick intro side story?
That was fucking long. Anyway.
This is Mike Fallek. He's our
Yes.
friend.
Hi,
He's from the Hackthought podcast.
Yeah.
If we thought we went on tangents, you haven't even heard
But
of
like ours
tangents.
are bad and directionless. Whereas Mike's,
Tangents are the body shaming of podcasts. Let's start there for a second. Okay, it's like sometimes people with body shaming, like sometimes people get body shamed. Okay, fine. But most of the time when people get body shamed, it's a horrible self-consciousness they feel in themselves. No one's complaining about the tangents, everyone. It's fine. It's okay.
It's true. It's very true.
You're a beautiful body tangent. Okay? I'm all about that bass.
I love that big beautiful tangent.
Yeah.
I love my curvy
Guys,
tangent.
can I
I'm
do
more of
some
a-
of the
I'm more of a
podcast
cosine
with
guy
no
myself.
treble? I'm just going to do bass, okay?
all right, do it.
Because you're sound like a teacher from Charlie Brown.
Yes, ma'am.
God, what a pathetic character. I've never wanted any... I always imagine that the sequel to Charlie Brown is him being in The Pillow Man, the play from the writer of In Bruges, and that he just gets put out of his misery. God, Charlie Brown makes me so sad.
I've never heard of that play. I
Go
should check
Google
out.
it and get depressed about Charlie Brown.
All right, let's
And then
flip the
watch
coin of
In
truth.
Bruges with Peter Dinklage, same writer.
I love In Bruges.
Same
I love
writer.
In
Yeah.
Bruges. Good movie.
Great
Peter Dinklage is in Bruges.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he
That-
is.
The little person in that movie isn't Peter Dinklage.
How dare you say that? All little people are Peter Dinklage.
That is offensive, sir.
It is, obviously.
To
And
Peter
also, I
Dinklage.
probably have never Googled who's actually in that movie. Who else is in that movie?
Colin Farrell
Oh.
Colin Farrell,
and the
Brendan
guy.
Gleeson,
Yeah.
and Ray Fiennes.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Rafe Fiennes.
Ralph Henderson?
Rafe.
Rafe?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rafe, yeah.
Harry and the
Yeah.
Hendersons.
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow is
Yeah.
in it. He plays that little person with the talent on that man. He's so tall, and he just by
He
losing
acts
weight,
himself short.
he acts himself short. Well, that's probably why I thought it was Peter Dinklage, because it's John Lithgow playing. Oh, by the way, offensive. Who is the little person then in that?
I'd have to IMDb
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
but I
So
don't
it's
know.
Peter Dinklage. You don't even know. That's more offensive. Don't be like, it's not that person. You don't know.
It's very true.
Okay, we're flipping the coin of truth. I'll
Yeah.
take the yellow side. Let's do this.
Oh, it's always read the plaque this week.
Okay, so that's Quinn's topic first.
Yes, it is mine because Mike can't tell our voices apart,
Thank
and
you.
I bet you nobody else can. We didn't really think of that because we have very similar voices. But so my topic today, Jim.
Actually, I did think
And
of that.
Mike.
I just want to stop you there because I did think of that, and I put our voices in like slightly different channels. One of us is to the right, and one of us is to the left.
Yeah, so it's like we're sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah.
We're your angel and demon, baby.
And I
Correct.
come from below. I'm the devil. Don't listen to either of them. Touch yourself. Just stay at home and touch yourself.
Yeah, you're the hormone monster from Big Mouth.
Yes,
I love
I
it.
am. If I've seen that show, which I haven't.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
You should check it out.
I don't have
my
time.
topic
I'm too
today-
busy being bigotous towards little people. Come on.
Biggest.
Bigotrious?
Bigolessness.
Okay, just give me the fucking topic. The topic today.
There's two of us now. That's the issue.
We have a problem. We have a problem in this world with people being either upper class, like super upper class, or super lower class.
You're
know,
talking
like-
about the evaporating middle class.
Yes, the middle class is no longer a thing, right? So, or
Well,
it's
it's
a
a
thing.
thing,
It's
but it's
evaporating quite a bit like maple syrup on your table. Yeah, it's evaporating in theory, but my table is still very sticky.
It's very true. So
They've been
I'm
saying
proposing
that for a while. They've been playing that fiddle for since they invented communism.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that syrup is just gonna get stickier and stickier. I don't think it's gonna eventually just go away.
But then one day
Well,
you
it
leave
will
a
eventually
waffle
turn
on your
into
table,
crystal.
and you have the most delicious way to clean your table.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, it's all
Ew,
fermented and shit.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I just thought about doing that.
Yeah, that's a bad time, my friend.
Didn't like that.
So once a year, I'm proposing that once a year, to solve the middle class evaporation, we do a Freaky Friday swap.
I love this.
So you Freaky Friday swap with person literally the opposite life as you. So you walk a mile in someone else's shoes, and everybody, it's just random. So if you're a lower class, if
Wait,
you
no,
were
no,
fucking
it
on
can't be
food
random.
stamps,
I'm not going to discuss it if it's
for
random.
once, no. For one a day a year, it's random. You switch, but it's not completely
Okay.
random. You
But
switch
it's
with the
directly
exact
proportional.
opposite. Yeah.
It's directly proportional to your income
So
or
if you're
to your
you're in food stamps, you're having a tough time. Your wife just died of cesarean cancer.
Jesus.
That
And
had
cesarean
to do with
cancer is
class.
definitely not a thing.
Well, it also has to do with
I didn't even notice that.
cesarean.
I'm sorry, your wife.
Do you mean ovarian cancer?
No,
Ovarian
it's cesarean.
cancer,
It's
yeah.
cesarean
God.
cancer to be way less bummed. Your wife has a tumor on her garlic. She won't be able to make Caesar salad. I'm sorry. You'll have to get ranch. I'm so sorry.
Your wife's surgery has cancer.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
what?
got cancer.
Does my
and I
wife
did
have
the
cancer?
surgery. No. I'm just trying to tell you. Nobody's as bummed. I know you just had a baby. Congratulations. But if you could be a little bummed for me, I'm dying.
So, so what would it look like if you? Yeah. So it's like directly proportional for also not only your class, but also like how you live your life. So like karmically, like if you live your life well, you're gonna switch places with somebody who's like got
Just
it.
shit?
Yeah, just shit, but also has it well off than
Okay,
you.
no, but now you're talking about because
It's a family man scenario.
At first,
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
talking about opposites, where you know, like the rich trade places with the poor, and
Yeah.
I was with you. And then you were talking about sort of moral character, and
Yeah.
if you were talking about the good trading places with the like the awful and the
You
evil,
can make it bad. That's
that,
true. It
that's
would break
awful.
bad,
Like,
bad.
That is the worst thing ever.
Well, they would all
Yeah.
switch, assumingly. Like you'd
Yeah.
have to. I think that's what Jim is saying is.
But it's for one day. You know?
So it would be like if you
Do
have
a
a
lot of
if you
damage
have a
for one
wife
day.
and kids and like
Yeah.
and like a dog, you would switch family,
Yeah.
and you were very poor but morally rich. You would switch families with a morally bankrupt wife and husband and kid and dog.
But then again,
totally the whole you wouldn't just be.
would
It's
you-
not a family man scenario where you're just alone.
No, but at the same time, what if you switched to with bodies with a person who was, was a shitty person but was surrounded by good people? Because I
I have
don't
to
think
be honest.
that
All
all
I'm
shitty
thinking
people
about,
are surrounded
all
by
I'm
shitty
thinking about
people.
is the fact that for the middle class, this is just the worst day. You're aware of that, right? Because for the middle
you-
class, you just
you
switch
switch
with
places
another
with another
average
middle
person,
class.
and you're just annoyed about how everything is different. And so you're just like, oh, what would I
But
do?
like,
And I go
you-
exercise. Oh, he has an elliptical, not a bike. Shit, I don't really like this.
Yeah, the thing is, everything is different, but like mostly the same.
Yeah, like your wife used to be Sandra
Aw.
and is now Julie.
He's only
Like,
got a
it's not-
49-inch TV.
Yeah.
God damn
I have
it.
I have a
I had a
49-inch too, but
53.
it's just the inches are in different places. It's kind of taller.
Yeah, it's 4K. You can see the difference.
Mine's
He's got a
in-
Wii.
Mine's in portrait orientation.
He's got
Yeah,
a
I have a
Wii
big
U,
cell
I've
phone
got
on
a
my wall.
Nintendo Switch.
Excuse you, the Wii
it's
is
just,
way
like,
better
minor.
than the Switch.
You're wrong.
Well, for now because it's got more
Oh,
games.
you mean like
and-
I can't play? You're right. Like I can't play, Breath of the Wild, which I'd have to play on a Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, you
Right.
could play it on the Wii U. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
For
or
now.
I could play what else? Anything else? Detective Pikachu,
Breath
which I'm
of-
going to see a movie of.
No, there's no Detective Pikachu game on the Switch. You could.
You want to
could
play Skyrim on the Wii? Because you can't.
Wait, there's no Detective
No.
Pikachu game on the Switch? I thought of course there was.
Nope.
I-
It's on
don't think
It's
so.
on 3DS. I
They've
think.
got Let's Go Pikachu and
Yeah.
Let's Go.
What am I
Eevee.
playing on the Switch?
You could play Mario Odyssey.
I've heard
Mario
Mario
Kart,
Odyssey's very good.
Mario Party.
Yeah.
I haven't played it yet, but I've heard
I
it's
haven't
really
played
good, too.
Mario Kart ever on any other Nintendo system. Is this one very different, right?
You've never played Mario
I've
Kart?
obviously played it. It's the same fucking game over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously playing on the Wii with a fucking driving wheel is way better.
Yeah.
I don't really like the motion controls. I've never been really into the motion games because I just want to sit down and fucking be lazy, my
Well,
dude.
I own a game called Epona, if people know it. I can't say it. Look it up. It's the only game where you don't have you don't have to use any motion control. It's the only modern game, and it's the only game that uses totally the nunchuck, which just has the joystick and the 2 buttons.
Huh.
Oh,
Yes,
really?
it's a
I've
quite a
never heard of
rare
this.
game.
What is it about? What is it about?
It's like an RPG, and you live in space, and you and your adorable family. Like, do you ever see those Playmobil toys? You kind of
Yeah.
look like that. Those people, and like you go around and solve sort of issues, and it's like an RPG, but you can like build your little spaceship home and fix stuff, but you only play with that nunchuck.
That's cool.
That's
Pretty
neat.
excited to play
I
it.
like that.
But I'm a big
Yeah.
fan
That's
of the Wii.
awesome.
I'm like the biggest Wii proponent in the world.
Have you ever played Katamari, Mike?
Well, of course I fucking have. I literally have a PlayStation Slim, like that I'm gonna fucking whip out tonight and play Katamari because I'm trying to. I beat the game like when I just regot
Nice.
it, and now I'm gonna. You can after you complete the goal, you can keep rolling up, and like then he said all
Yeah.
that nonsense he says at the end. He can be like, "This is a pretty good start." So I'm trying to A level the whole fucking game right now.
Oh, yeah.
which is
Yeah.
fucking
I'm trying
hard.
that too. It's hard.
You can
can
play that
it
on
the
Switch.
Switch. We both have it on Switch.
So
Yeah.
I bought that for free. Let's be clear here.
Well, if you bought it for free, then you didn't buy it, did
No,
you?
you
Well,
Mike?
just
You
well,
stole
what
it.
I
You
bought,
stole
it.
what I
You stole
what,
it.
no, what I bought was a used
Mhm.
Game Gear that I wanted to. This is getting so dorky, everyone. Get ready to hear how dorky I am. I wanted to change the I'm just gonna say it as dorky as I can, and whatever you catch, you catch. I wanted to learn how to change capacitors on a Game Gear, which always short out on Game Gears, which is why they don't work. So I bought a lot from Craigslist, which had a used blue Game Gear in it in order to switch. The person threw in an Atari 2600 and a PlayStation Slim. And
Oh my
every
God. Wow.
copy of fucking Echo the Dolphin in the world, which you can buy on my eBay channel. Oh, I think I sold
the Dolphin?
Yeah, Echo the
I've heard of that game. Isn't that the game where you
play as a dolphin.
you obviously play as a
Yeah,
dolphin?
that's about it. You've described the game.
What do? Do you just like
Shit
run through
dolphins
hoops
do.
and stuff? Is it like Sonic? Do you
No.
like catch fish through
No,
hoops or
you're
something?
just a dolphin.
Oh.
No.
You just
Oh,
kind
that sounds relaxing.
I think it is. I think that's the appeal. It's just super.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, what were you talking about?
So,
Fuck
so
were you talking
Mike,
about?
who do you think you would switch with in
Yeah.
like this Freaky Friday, poor, rich, morally bankrupt to morally superior day?
We could change the rules.
I
baby. We could
am,
go and
as
fucking
many
just
people
pick a
have
random
said.
person.
As many people say, I'm a bit. This is gonna sound ridiculous. I live by a very rigid honor code, and am way too onerous.
Okay.
So I assume the only other person that has my level, and I don't do anything important. Mostly, all I do is sit around and make stupid jokes, and draw fuzzy animals. So for me, I would switch with something that would be way more stressful if it was of my same monetary value, and like I would be switching with like some rogue soldier who's like trying to save all these people in a village, like something I don't want to do, but just because they have the same moral compass as me, like I'm
Right.
gonna be in like some jungle and like there's poachers and like it's some guy who's running an army, with like all these people that have been damaged by the poachers. No, I don't want to do anything important.
And that's the end of the topic.
That was
So-
beautiful.
Thank you.
So yeah.
You saved that. You single-handedly saved that non-topic I had, Mike, and
turned it
you
into-
just turned
Wait,
it into.
you haven't
gold.
even heard a non-topic yet.
Oh,
because I'm about to start.
Time for another stinker, folks.
I'm about to start.
Buckle
mine.
up! It's
And-
not even a thought. Are you ready? I bet he's
That's
just gonna say
exactly
a
right.
fruit. Be like, what do you guys think? And it's gonna be a fruit in the room.
Well,
Kiwi.
I'm not going to say that anymore.
We don't have any fruit in the room. Fuck
Except-
that.
Not anymore. So
There was fruit in this room?
Tell me where that fruit is.
Tell me where the fruit is. Or
my
the
topic
vegetable gets it.
my topic was a little bit more highbrow this week.
Oh, man.
I wanted to talk to Mike.
Hold on. Just putting on my professor glasses.
Mhm.
Okay.
If you could say the topic slowly, I'm going to sew patches in my elbow. Not into my elbow
Yes.
jacket, just into my elbow, into my ow. Okay, keep going.
Oh God, it
It
hurts
hurts
so
a
bad.
lot, to be honest. Yeah.
So, Mike, I wanted to talk to you because you're like your job is to be an artist.
Yeah.
Like your job is to make things that people consume and enjoy. Well, I guess it's not a requisite that they enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it helps.
does help.
It helps to sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Um,
lot less serious than other artists in that department. I don't always get
Right.
along with other artists because they're like, oh, like it's like when people are like, "What is love?" and they actually give a fucking answer. It's like, are you kidding? Like, and someone's like, "What is art?"
Yeah.
and they start talking about what art is. Like, how the fuck do you shut the fuck up? Like, it's like if
don't know what
Jesus was
art
in the
is.
room and you were ordering food with him, and you're like, "I got it, Jesus," and it's like, don't order for Jesus. Like he like so out of bounds.
Listen, bud, I know what you're gonna
Yeah,
love.
exactly.
You're gonna love all this shellfish.
I agree. It's using those blanket terms is kind of bullshit. Like, oh, art is when you see a girl at a subway station. It's like fuck off.
Shut the
you
fuck
piece
up,
of
because I
shit.
agree. Don't even. Why would you even want? Like, I got in a fight with Deepu once because he was talking about charity, and I was like, charity isn't like a thing. Like, you can't just say charity is a
right.
thing. Like, it's a human concept that we have been defining throughout our history. And then for you to just be like,
Yeah.
well, what charity does this? How do you know? You don't know what it like. Ugh.
Right, or it's like, what if I
What are you
give enough to
fucking-
charity? And it's like, oh, just charity? You're
charity.
just gonna give generically to charity?
Okay, Sean Penn. Okay, you know all about charity. Okay, Sean Penn. Oh, okay. Fuck, you're fucking, Matt Damon and the water company. Okay, Matt
The
Damon.
best story
Okay,
about
let's not-
charity
let's
that I
not-
don't know if I've told on the show, in the same vein, is I was in NYU, which is where I went to school, to talk about being highbrow. NYU, University of Canberra Tisch School of Film and Television. Thank you very much.
Am I mistaken in thinking that Peter Parker went to NYU as
Yeah,
well?
but he didn't go to Tisch. To be really pretentious and aggressive there.
Is that the liberal arts?
That is the
Is that
film
the liberal
school,
arts
yes,
one?
It's the liberal. It's not the liberal
Oh,
arts school. It's
nice.
the art school. I have a BFA. Excuse you.
Nice.
Like,
Bachelor of
I'm
Fine
so
Arts?
happy I don't take it that seriously. But
Bachelor of Fart
Bachelor
Arts.
of Fart Arts, which I am.
Got
This
him.
guy, this teacher is in the front of class. He's talking about this homeless person he sees, and he's like, "Well, I'm just trying to figure out a way, like if they could just clean themselves in a place." Which, by the way, they had that. It was called YMCA's. Guess what happened? Everybody got sexually assaulted. But the guy's like
rough.
talking. He's like, "If they could just clean themselves," and like it's all 19-year-old kids in the room, and so they're all kind of like agreeing with him and like, "Oh yes, what if we could do this? What if we could change it?" And I'm not really listening to what they're talking. I'm probably putting down my Game Boy DSi at the time. And
Okay.
and like listening to what he's saying, he's like, well, we're talking about the ways that you could help homeless people clean. And I said, you should just like drench them with a hose and put them under a French fry light.
Oh, Jesus
And so he goes, are you serious? And so, I mean, obviously I'm not serious.
Of course
But
not.
because
yeah.
I hated this pretentious fest that was going on, I stopped like 3 seconds and think to myself and I go, yeah, because my plan is gonna happen as much as their stupid plan is gonna happen. Like neither is happening. So I'm
No
like,
shit.
yeah, I vote for that. In this, like we're not doing anything. You're just fucking around until the sound class starts. Like shut up. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think like when people are like, well, how could you solve world hunger? It's like, well, what I would do is I would just murder all the shitty people in the world and have everybody else eat them, because it's just as likely as solving world hunger throughout the world, because it's fucking impossible.
The modest proposal.
Like-
A modest proposal is the least understood written thing nowadays. Like people don't
Satire.
get it at satire. Thank you for the word. We're being posh.
Yeah, yeah.
We're being posh.
Oh no, I'm just to Quinn. Like I don't know if Quinn knows this one. Jonathan Swift's modest proposal was like, I think it was about the Irish and how like if they were so hungry they should just eat their babies because they make a lot of babies because they're Irish. So, but it was a joke. Like it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like he was like presenting it as an actual proposal, but it wasn't. He was just like being
Yeah.
obtuse.
That's satire.
And yeah, exactly. It is satire, but like people did not get that at
And
the
people
time.
still
I
fucking
mean, like,
don't. They don't
Yeah.
get it. Like,
That's rough.
stop trying to fix things like it's a thing that you fix.
Yeah.
So wait, you wanted to talk
Yeah,
to me
that's
because I
true.
was an artist.
True. Yes. So we wandered away a bit away from that, but I was going to sort of ask you, like in terms of making art, when you and like this is like more serious than it is a comedy question, but do you focus more on the product itself in your mind, or the effect of that product
Mm.
as a piece of art, right? Because essentially you're designing it to be seen. So which weighs more heavily? Is it the object, or is it the perception of the object? And I know that this is like super pretentious and garbagey, but like
That's an important question, though.
I genuinely wonder when like in the process of creating this art, if that like which is forefront in your mind.
The fallacy of that question is that the reality of making art has anything to do with a definite end to what you do. I've always said you don't become an artist until you've thrown away more than you've made. Part of doing art is that you chuck it. You really like that thing is like, oh, you have to have a thick skin to have art. It's like, no, you really do have to have a thick skin. It's like to the point where it's not like, oh, they said that mean thing about my art and I don't care. It's like to make good art, you need to just make it, and if it works, okay, and if it doesn't, like move on. It's not even like when you get in a fight with your significant other and it's like, okay, but you were just hungry or whatever. You just need to be like, it doesn't work. That client doesn't like it, or I don't like it, or people aren't responding to it the way that I like, or it came off as sad instead of funny. It's like the fallacy is that a pretentious artist in this case would be like, I try and do that. Oh, don't pretend that every project you do that was supposed to be a comedy comes out as a comedy, or that was supposed to be serious doesn't come out goofy. It's like that's how you end up with guys like Tommy Wiseau, which is that I hate cool people. I'm the least cool person in the world, and that's why I feel like when my art works, it works because I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to chuck it out, or I'm going to do it again, or I'm going to say it's good enough, or I know the effect. I very rarely, when somebody says to me it doesn't work, am surprised because I know where its faults are and things like that. I'm not immune to it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Exactly. I think that's part of an artist is knowing that you're going to fail over and over and over again, and eventually one of those things is going to resonate with the right person and resonate with the person in a certain way that affects not only you and you're proud of what you put out, but it also affects them. Like, it's super fucking pretentious to say, but like, it's gonna hit that one person, and as long as it reaches that one fucking person.
See, I don't even agree with that. I think Mike's premise is that he creates it to create it as an artist. It's like what he does. It's like, like a breather breathes, you know what I mean? Like it's just like a thing that you do. And
if it works, it works. If it doesn't,
exactly.
it doesn't.
It's almost like you throw it to the wolves. You throw it to the world and just like, hey, you want this? No, cool. I'll just keep doing more.
Yeah. That's like 80% of when I very rarely put out art, and my art is shitty fucking doodles I do with markers and pens and fucking pencils, just fucking around drawing comic book characters, right? And I know that some of mine are better than others, but I also know overall they're pretty dog shit. But I like doing them, and I like putting them out, just churning them out, and being like, hey, I kind of improved on that one. I drew Spider-Man's butt a little less bubbly
To
there.
be completely honest, you're currently wearing a Double the Damon t-shirt that you
was
drew
drawn by myself.
that I fucking love.
Yeah.
And you drew the Dave Franco's Dream Boys logo.
Which I liked.
That I also I fucking love it, man.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, so like don't shit on your art.
No, I know, but a lot of my
No,
shit, a lot of my art
that's
is
stupid.
rough.
Hold on, I want to stop here. Shit on your art. The idea that like you like everything is a ridiculous concept as well. Like there's that fake modesty thing where you're like, oh, you're not doing that right now. I'm not accusing it. It's like, oh no, it's whatever. It's not good. But it's like, there's so many people that take themselves so seriously with this that it's like, just shit on it, whatever. It's like, it can make you laugh. Like, who cares if it sucks?
And they're just waiting for somebody to validate that their like hope that it's a good thing, rather than them like having any kind of faith in it as a good thing or any kind of thing.
To me, I don't think art is seduction, but I think the art of seduction, in terms of making people, what I think is a modern understanding of seduction, is like there are these people who talk about art and they do let's say that art, let's use an analogy or a metaphor that art is seduction or whatever. the way a lot of people act about art is like the creepy way people do hitting on someone, where they act this different way and they buy them things and they put on this front and they're like, I love you more than the stars themselves, and if it doesn't work out between us, I'll say that to the next person or whatever. As opposed to like what seduction that works is like there's billions and possibly zillions of people on planet Earth. I don't know. I don't want to count because it overwhelms me. I've heard there's more than 3, and that's like kind of pissing me off if I'm being honest. So just be yourself. And everyone's horny, and so instead of having to have, you could probably trick someone into having sex with you, but then you're going to have to talk to them after, and they're probably awful. Even if you have to have a 3-minute conversation with an awful person after sex, that can ruin sex. So,
totally.
Oh, yeah.
So think about that in terms of art. It's like, if you were just yourself, that 3 minutes, and I'll get a little bit pretentious and beautiful here, can feel like, forever. That 3 minutes talking after sex can be this amazing, wonderful experience, as opposed to like, oh my God, if this person doesn't leave my house in the next 5 seconds, I'm literally going to turn on my Xbox. Like cock still on the condom.
I'm going to
turn on the Xbox and be like, there's not a second controller.
And that's the end of the topic.
There's not a second controller. That's the new, I have to leave for a meeting.
Yeah.
There's no second controller.
I have to.
Well,
listen, I've got a really early morning, and there's no second controller. So.
Listen, you're gonna be bored. I'm playing NHL. It's not a one. You can't watch somebody play NHL by themselves. It's just boring.
It is boring. The only movie that they did that in is Swingers. They play NHL 94 in Swingers, and they're like watching it. I'm like, how do you watch someone play an NHL game? It's ridiculous.
It's just boring as shit.
Do you know what that has made me realize, though? Wait, I want to get one more thing about NHL 94. How much more does that game get its due?
Not enough.
It makes you realize how thrilling hockey games are, because they are they are 3 minutes in a lot of those NHL games, and so it's like 3-minute periods. It's like, oh my God. It was only 9 minutes of playing a game. Yeah. This was so intense. Like, I can't play in a game.
Oh, yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah, there would be games like where it's just like 0-0 until like the last minute, and you were just like both playing. Like, if you were playing with somebody else, you were just both playing so like hesitantly and not trying to make a bad move. Like, it's very defensive at that point, but you're also trying to take offensive risks. You're like, oh shit, I got a minute left.
Yeah.
Anyway,
please don't fuck up.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Yes.
For being on the show,
gentlemen. This was
for 2 episodes.
Yeah,
2 episodes in a row.
This was great. We got to do it. Well, I'm hoping to get that Dave Franco's Dream Boys for my favorite TV show, Ninjago. I'm hoping to get that slot.
Oh yeah, you're going to get that one for sure. For sure.
Because I would watch.
So it's a show.
It's
the Legend like a Ninjago.
So
is a show?
I think he was in both. I don't know. Most of the actors are, but it was a show that had so many episodes, and it was on every single morning on Cartoon Network.
Holy shit!
At some point in my life, I believe when I was in my senior year of college, and so I would wake up at like 7, and it would be on like at the before school hour. And I love that show. I don't want to talk about it too much because we'll save that for. But yeah, it was a TV show. I haven't seen the movie, which he may be in, and I'll have to watch it. But it is an entire. Yeah. You guys are never. There's like 7 seasons of the TV show. Yeah.
Sick.
That's dope.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you're definitely on that. Like we were already talking about doing
movie.
that.
I've already checked the credits.
Oh, okay. So I'll be fresh on that, and a dreamy Dave boy.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
That's another podcast that we do, actually. He just promoted that podcast.
Yeah. By the way, Mike is from the Hackthought podcast. He doesn't like to plug himself, but I will plug him.
It's a great podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, I called you recently our spiritual sister. That there was a spiritual sister podcast. Yeah. I think this is
did
very
hear
similar.
that. Thank you to Christo Graham for the use of our theme music.
I'm gonna let Mike do this one.
I'm gonna do it up to the tune of Old Man River.
Okay.
Christo Graham doing the theme song. Coming to available in limited stores.
Thank you, Mike. That was beautiful.
Every time I talk too long, I sort of get into the stuff they say at the end of commercials. That's what just happens. I'm sorry about it.
Available at Walmart.
Ask your doctor before starting any exercise regimen.
So stupid.
Yeah, so go to thejupiterboys.com. Go check out Hackthought podcast.
Follow us on Twitter. I'm at Quinn Jupiter.
I'm at the Jupiter Boys, and Mike's at Big Weasel.
Big Lil Weasel on Twitter.
And
Big Lil
Big
Weasel.
Lil Weasel. Sorry, I get that every fucking time.
Maybe I should change it. To
Anyway,
something
shoot those
easier. Straight down
nuts.
your gullets.
I love how you just
Yeah,
jumped right in
whatever,
there.
whatever.
Quinn-
What's gonna happen? One of us dies.
Probably, yeah.
All right,
I mean, probably both of you,
I am
actually,
dead. I'm a
in the
zombie.
end.
I've been a White Walker the whole time.
With Dolphin Shark.